Hey everyone, Nick from Friendenders here, and today we're reviewing Fallout 4. So what is Fallout 4? Well, it's the latest addition to the Fallout franchise from Bethesda, the creators of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. The developers have promised this to be an evolution to open world gaming and their most ambitious project yet. But does it live up to the hype and our expectations? Is it worth spending your hard-earned cash on this game? Bottom line, it's worth every penny, and here's why. Fallout 4 is loaded with content and is highly replayable. The main quest aside, there is tons of side quests and random events that unfold throughout the wasteland that are so fun to check out. Most of them feel like they have meaning, as if you're really making an impact on your world. I will warn you though, if you're like me and have a hard time making decisions, there are no shortage of them for you to make. There have been several times where I've had to put the game down and walk away thinking there is no way in hell I can make this decision right now. An easy decision that I made while playing through the game was not using VATS nearly at all due to the wonderful gunplay in this game. In previous Fallout games, I used VATS more often than I'd like to admit, but now we've received a very nice overhaul to the system and it feels a lot more responsive. Even in the hairiest of situations, I stick it out without using VATS. It's so much more fun and suits my playstyle. Despite the fact that this game is built on the same old creation engine that Skyrim was built on, Bethesda really pushed the engine and stepped it up in this game when compared to other Fallout games, even though we still get some of the same old bugs. The devs have added more color to this game, thank God. The previous Fallout games felt so drab and colorless, which made it hard for me to play after I'd burned through the content the first time. Bethesda has again delivered on some fantastic locations to explore and plunder, which we've come to expect from these veterans, but what I didn't expect was how vertical everything has gotten and how much there is to explore that's not marked on the map. It isn't hard to find your way up through an unmarked building or into a superhighway, which provide great spots for sniping, or out to a deserted town or house and adds even more depth to the world. These guys have done a wonderful job creating a post-apocalyptic world that sucks you in and leaves you with this overwhelming feeling that you've developed ADD since you've started playing. On the subject of environment, let's talk about how you can change it. Throughout the world of Fallout 4, there are settlements that allow you to build the post-apocalyptic town of your dreams. Kind of. The building system is modular, much like the build systems of other survival games and mods, but it can be tough to realize your dream build in this game because of restrictions that only allow you to snap certain things in certain places. It can be quite tedious, but it's rewarding whenever you pull it off. To add to building, you can recruit settlers to defend and work in your towns, whether that work is tending to the crops so they can eat, or making you caps from the craftable stores. That's right, you can make money without selling anything that you own, if you choose to do so. Base building is a feature that I wasn't expecting that I've had a lot of fun with. The proof is in the amount of hours I've spent building structures for my settlements. It is because of base building that all of the loot in the game, even the most mundane junk, has meaning. The loot system in Fallout 4 has received a much needed makeover that makes all the loot you collect have value beyond its worth in caps. You can even deconstruct weapons and armor to get building materials with perks from your skill tree. On the subject of skill tree, Bethesda has made claim that you can level anything and everything, and you're not limited in the perks you can choose. This is kind of a double-edged sword for me. Personally, I would have preferred the old system. With the old system, you had to put in a lot of work to make your character the best. In Fallout 4, it takes far less work to max out your special, but hey, I'm still having fun and I'm not really complaining. You can also now modify the shit out of nearly all the weapons and armor in this game. I love this part. You can tailor your weapons and armor to suit your playstyle or specific situation that you find yourself in. You can increase your carrying capacity or add specific damage resistances and add scopes and extended mags to your weapons. That's just to name a few. The crafting system is deep and extremely rewarding in this game. The AI in this game has its issues, whether they are pathing issues or that they don't seem to act natural at times, but it works. One of my favorite updates to the AI has to be the overhaul of the feral ghouls. These guys received the rage virus from 28 days later and have become a force to be reckoned with, especially when they are allowed to group up, which is more often than not. These wasteland zombies have to be some of the best that I've encountered since Left 4 Dead. If you're not the lone wanderer type, there are several companions that you can team up with when the times get tough. They come complete with their own unique backstories to tell and will eventually open up to you, provided you take the time to learn their likes and dislikes and take the time to build your relationship with them. Taking the time to do so will yield unique perks when their affinity is maxed for you. These perks will help you in combat or when navigating conversation, to name a couple. Now this leads me to point out that the voices of the NPCs don't always sync with their lips, which can break immersion a bit.
I was just wondering where you and I stand.
On the subject of voice, your character, whether male or female, is fully voice acted. Now, I wasn't sure about this to begin with, but as time has worn on, I've come to appreciate the unique voice of my character, and I feel like it adds to the game rather than take away from it. I haven't noticed too many problems with the game aside from the occasional physics fail, frame drop, and frame stutter. The stutter killed my eyes in the first days of the game to the point of having to turn it off and just close my eyes for a while. But as of now, there have been 2 patches put out targeting these issues. If you are at all curious on what system I'm playing on, I'll post my specs in the description below so that you have a benchmark of sorts when making your purchasing decision. Now, there are a lot of reviewers out there, each with their differing opinions of the game, but we all generally agree on one thing. This game is worth purchasing due to the wealth of shit you can do and ways you can play. I would strongly suggest purchasing this game if you were ever a fan of Bethesda's previous RPGs. There is tons to do, see, explore, and kill, and plenty of decisions to be made. Much like other games from Bethesda, I'm sinking tons of time into this game while working around homework and finals, a full-time job, friend enders, and a family. Hey, while you're here, be sure to check out our other videos, and of course feel free to leave us a comment with your feedback so that we can deliver content to you in the best way possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.